everyone, and welcome to She Rides, a podcast where women cycling takes lead. I'm Saf, your host for today, and I'm joined by a very nice guest to talk about women's cycling. Let's get started. Ready? Hi everyone, welcome to episode 78 of She Rides. We're back after a very much needed break, but I'm kicking it already off with a very interesting guest without Christophe at the moment. Maybe you've heard or maybe you have not heard, but we just had the Paracycling Euros on lately. So when I was looking for a last minute guest this week, I was inspired to reach out to you. Hi.
Hi.
Before we're gonna kick things off, can you introduce yourself to the listeners?
Yeah, definitely. My name is Michelle Knapman. I go by handbiking Michelle on all of my social media. I am a paracyclist. I am a handbiker in what's called a kneeler because I am riding on my knees. It's the H5 class. I started 2 years ago. I'm 29 right now. So I started at 27, so which is kind of late in regular cycling terms, but for paracyclists, it's we have a much longer active career. So for me, it's perfect. And yeah, I haven't really cycled like professionally or anything before I started paracycling. I don't know why it came, but it was so fun to just sort of try it out, and it hooked me completely. So I was really happy finding paracycling after I got injured, and it has really brought me so much. So yeah, now I'm trying to be an ambassador for it, or at least for
Mm-hmm.
power sports, trying to show it off. Yeah, I think that it's a fun sport, and why not show it off?
Yeah, for sure. We'll talk definitely about showing it off later on. But can you first give us a short summary into how you got into handbiking?
Yeah, it was sort of random, but I was missing something to like an endurance sport for my arms. I couldn't run anymore. I couldn't bike. I couldn't do the elliptical. I couldn't. I was jump roping before. Skate. I couldn't do all those things because my leg was bad. So I remembered having seen something about paracycling back in 2011 because the World Championship was in Denmark back then. But I couldn't really remember much about it, and I had no idea if anything really existed in Denmark. But I Googled it, long live Google on that point, and found out that we had a handbike club in Denmark, and I wrote to them. Was like, this is my problem. My leg don't really work, but it does work. But I can't sit on a regular bike. I can't bike anymore. I was wondering if handbiking might be something for me, and I got a call within a few hours, and within a few weeks, I had a bike at my home, ready for me to ride. So it was actually kind of easy and very fast the minute I found the club. So
Mm-hmm.
the like knowledge of it was missing, and that was what I had to find myself. But the minute it was there, it was quick and nice.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so you were looking something to keep your arms busy basically, and what did it bring apart from that to your life, let's say?
It have brought me a massive new community of people, both in Denmark and everywhere, of hand cyclists. First in the hand cycling club, mainly hand cycles are there. We have few CN tracks who have come. Some have come in, and some have already been there. But a community, a place where I feel welcome as I am. It's not like I don't do that at home or with my friends, but these people are like me. We all have an injury or a disability of some sort, and we get it. Some people can walk, somebody can't. Some can walk a little like me, and the fact that there are some people that I can see myself in really have brought me so much to accepting my disability, but also just finding joy in being with people and finding a new community that I can laugh with and have fun with. So
Mm-hmm.
it really brought me a lot.
Mm,
Yeah.
super nice. But sadly, you aren't allowed to compete right now. There's this whole like classification system that is
Mm.
like from the outside, like I know it is there and I sort of know what it works like, but also I think from the outside world, it's like, why are you like not all of a sudden like in a class anymore? Can you like explain maybe how it works and then like just go full on your situation maybe?
Yeah, in all of paracycling, there is a ton of different classes.
Mm-hmm.
We have trikes, we have blinds, we have C class, which are regular bikes but with modifications, and then my class is the hand bike. And within hand biking, first of all, it makes itself. You use your arms, you use your hands to cycle with. That is equal for all of the classes. But we have 5 classes in all, from 1 to 5. 1 is the most disdained disabilities. Those are the people with most disability or with a disability that affects at least the bigger amount of bodies. So those are often both arms and legs. So those and are like, yeah, H1. H2, you get a bit better. I don't want to say better, but a lack
Yeah.
of word of therefore.
Mm-hmm.
H2, you go up, you get a little less and a little less up until H4 and then H5. So I don't H1 and H2 isn't really my specialty. I have a hard time defining those precisely because
Mm-hmm.
in general the classification system is crazy difficult to understand, I feel like, unless you're like really into it. But we have a lot of Danes in like H3, H4, and then I'm the only one in H5. So H3, 4, and 5 is like more to my understanding. And like 3 is regularly like you can't use your legs. You can use
Mm-hmm.
your upper body, like your arms work fine, and your injury level often are spinal cord injuries, are some sort of like upper body, upper torso, is where your injury level is. So most don't have like that many core muscle working. H4 does have their core muscle working. That's when the level gets lower on your injury, and some have leg power as well. And then H5 is my class and is also for me oddly weird because it actually is H4. You can have leg power and
Mm.
you can't. You can choose, as far as I'm concerned, I've been told, between H4 and H5. So it depends can you sit on your knees? Can you sit on your knees, almost on your knees? You sit on a little saddle, but you're basically sitting on your knees. Can you do that? If you can't, H4. If you can, most, I think, would probably choose H5.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have to have some sort of lower lower body impairment, like amputated or like some sort of muscle power imbalance or problem with it. And I have lower muscle power in one of my legs, but the amount of things I can do weigh out my clinical papers. So my clinical
Mm.
papers say I have a big impairment, but my physical uh, ability tells otherwise. Because I don't know the exact reason why, but for me, I assume some part of it is because my injury is still quite new. So I still have a lot
Mm.
of leg usage. I still have a lot of muscle, like physical muscle left. Um, um, and yeah, it's just not, it might get worse depending on how much I can use my leg. And it might just stay the same. And because it is so good right now, that is the reason why I can't compete. And
Mm.
um, I know the rules has to be somewhere. They have to be set somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're the one who are just on the other side of them, it's always going to be a shame when you can't compete. So
Mm-hmm.
I straight up from that reason thinks that it's awful for me.
Yeah.
But I do understand the rule has to be somewhere. I just
Mhm.
wish that you would say, okay, you have an impairment, you're in this class, which is the lowest. The other, like, I think most of the people I compete would be able to compete with are amputees, so they also have less, but I think they would be able to do most of the things that I am, and I see a lot of them walking around. So we are,
Mhm.
when I see them and talk to them, you can't see well, okay, that was weird said, but you can't necessarily see what people's injury are. So I can't
Mhm.
just watch them and say, oh, they are worse than me or they're better than me. I can't watch that. But because our injuries are so different, it just feels so weird watching somebody who can walk and who can compete, and I can't. I can barely walk. Um,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but it's yeah. I don't know if that sounds right, and if I don't want to like
Mhm.
cross anybody and minimize anybody's disability in any way.
Mhm.
That's not what I mean. I just feel really mad for myself and really angry and really sad
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
can't compete. Um, everybody is allowed to, I think, to be able to do some sort of competition. And well, mine is now going to be the open competitions. That's going to be what I can do, and hopefully just my own, uh, yeah, different goals I can set up for myself within those and stuff like that. But yeah, I think
Mhm.
it's difficult because I feel like it's unfair to me,
Mhm.
but it's not like it necessarily is unfair to me because the rules are there. They're following the rules, and
Mhm.
um, I can't do anything about that, and they can't just change them up, even if they want to,
Yeah, yeah.
because there are so many factors to this. But yeah, I don't know if I should redo that because I really don't want to cross anybody.
No, no, no. I feel like it's like very valid what you're saying, and like, of course, rules need to be there because otherwise it would be easy. But I feel like parasports are also some sort of there to like actually like be inclusive and like give everyone who really wants it like the chance to like sport and have some sort of a competition formed. So yeah, I get your
Yeah,
feeling. Then it's like, and also like from own experience, like it's not nice when someone tells you, "Ah, yeah, but it's not bad enough to," or something. So yeah, I get your feeling. It's like so frustrating because
yeah, and it's
I think you feel yourself that it quite influences you quite badly. So yeah, yeah,
yeah,
it
and you
must be
can't.
such a horrible situation. Like I
Yeah, and
totally
you
get that.
can't compare everybody's disability. A person with my injury level could have a completely different feeling and a completely different ability to walk or a different ability to do anything. I had a slip disc, a prolapse disc. Like some people can walk fine. I can't, and that's within parasport. You can't even compare two persons with CP. You can't compare two persons with CP. You can't compare, and that's why we have the system of the classes. But we can't have infinity amounts of classes because then you would just be competing against yourself. That wouldn't be fun either. So we have to put people in these classes, and we have to. Some people will always be on the edge of those classes,
Mm-hmm.
and that's totally fair. And yeah, I just think the worst part for me is just minimizing people's disability. That's not, yeah, we have different disabilities, and that's what makes it, I think that's also what makes it hard for me because I can see people with a different disability, but I don't have that disability, so I don't know how it affects their life.
Mm-hmm.
I can only see how it affects them from outside, how I think they experience it, how I believe them to experience it. And I can believe that it's much worse or much better than me, but that doesn't make them less appliant to be in the class they're in. I think that's hard
Mm-hmm.
because I sometimes feel like, well, they look so much better than me, but they don't because I can't tell that. I can't say that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the exact same thing I hate people doing to me. I hate when people tell me, but you look fine. I'm not fine. There's a reason why
Yeah.
I'm in a wheelchair half the time. There's a reason why I use a crutch. There's a
Mm-hmm.
reason why I am a paracyclist and not a regular cyclist. So I can't do that to others.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's difficult. And
Yeah.
it's been really hard to accept that I can't compete on elite level, especially because I really have moved far the last year. I've gone so far in my cycling journey from not knowing anything about cycling at all, jumping into this and deciding when I got the chance to be on the national team that, hey, I want to be on the national team. Why not? Why not do it? I have the chance. Why not? To learning about it. I didn't know what anything on the bike was called except like the pedals and the wheels. The gears and everything, they have like special names. I'm like, what's that? So every time a trainer was like, and you have to do this, I thought, excuse me, what? What am I supposed to do? I've come so far. I've moved my FTP with over 50 watts points the last year. I'm so happy about that. And I'm so sad that I can't compete. Yeah. But there's
Yeah.
nothing I really can do except like do like this, speak out about it. That's what I'm doing now. I'm speaking out about it.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully then, I don't know, 32, I might be either they change the rules or I might be bad enough to be able to participate.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. One of those. And if not, I can follow along with the national team. I'm still part of it. I still have goals that they are supporting me in, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't think I can say it otherwise than it's just like a really shit situation you're
It
in,
is.
and yeah, it's
It's
such a
one.
shame that
It's
you're
once
stuck
again limbo.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like pretty sad that you just need to like, or they need to change, or I need to get bad enough to like classify as an
Yeah.
elite paracyclist. It's like I feel like it's not the way things should work.
No.
But okay.
Yeah. There's not. I. At least I know now I can't do anything more than I've done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got all the tests done. And it was a good thing because for all of this I've done to get classified, I also actually figured out what on earth was wrong with me because I did
Mm-hmm.
not know that. I was just told I had failed back surgery syndrome and that was it. And that is just like a little nice cover up because we don't know
Mm-hmm.
what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Then you have this. But in real life, I have a nerve damage. I have something wrong with my nerve because my brain, my brain don't connect completely with my muscles in my legs, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what's wrong. I can't communicate completely with them anymore. So I'm really, really happy, and it has given me a lot of peace of mind, knowing that it's not just in my head. It's not just something. I know they've removed all of the things from my back, so there shouldn't be anything anymore. But due to that, well, there is because my nerve got damaged somewhere along this journey I've had with multiple injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at least glad I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it sucks, it does suck 100%. I'm still mad, and I'm gonna be
Yeah.
mad for a long time.
Feels valid. Feels very valid.
Yeah,
But yeah, you said like you're mad. Like I can imagine like on frustration, you sometimes can keep going from experience as well. But like, yeah, what gets you like to training when you know like for
new
what do you
goals,
want to do it all? Yeah.
new goals. Having something new, and knowing that perhaps I'm not hoping on getting better. It's not like I'm strictly just being like, I hope my leg sucks tomorrow, crossing my fingers and all. It's not that. I know there's a
Yeah.
possibility. So because there's a possibility that my leg gets worse, I might as well just keep on training and figuring
Mm-hmm.
out if it one day, if it happens, I'm ready. To say like that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be ready. But also just new goals. I've set up new goals there's things I'm still allowed to do. Amalia, our coach, who you had on
Yeah.
some episode ago, I think last year,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
she was like, you can do marathons, and why not try that? I have to change bikes to do those, but that's fair. If it gives me something to train for, then I'm going to do that. It didn't take much sweet talk from them to get me to do that. Because that meant that I had something to compete. I love
Mm-hmm.
competing, apparently. I did not know that. Really, not like this at least. I really love the feeling of terrorizing myself through a race. And I feel straight up awful all the way through it. But as I was told the last time, that's also when you know you've done the best, that you've done really good. But having the goal that I can do marathons and I have something there, I have, as I wrote to you also, I've written to Guinness to hopefully set a hour record on track.
Mm-hmm.
We had a H4 cyclist from the women's Svetlana, who did it last year in the line handbikes, and I think that is so awesome. And why not? I think she just opened my eyes to the fact that, well, first of all, if she could do it, I can do it too. That's the Pippi way of thinking it. I haven't tried that. I can do it. And then just that would be a challenge. That would be a challenge to me because I am nowhere near her right now. I'm still beginning, but if I do it in my H5 bike, in my kneeler bike, I believe it's going to be a different record. I'm not sure because they haven't answered me yet, but I hope they do very soon. No matter what, I think we are gonna do it. We're gonna put up an event for me to try and set a record. Even if
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be a Guinness record, it's going to be a record in some way. And hopefully I can do that next summer. And then in my H5 bike, I can race for an hour around the indoor track in Odense and hopefully really at least just smash myself and hopefully get some really good times to go through there. That's definitely a new goal. And it's going to help me with my marathon training. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah. Hopefully, it works out and they come like you back. But yeah, new goals is probably the most important thing. So good you
Yeah,
found some. Yeah.
yeah, I'm too.
Um.
And I have the other people there to annoy, and I am social media manager for the national team. And for some of the people on the national team, which also like if they're training, I have to be training too. I have to be able to follow
Mhm.
follow along, keep up with them when we're out training. So
Mhm.
just being part of the team also really helps a lot with the motivation to
Yeah.
keep on going.
Mhm.
Um, I think it would have been a lot different if I wasn't on the team, and I'm really happy that she decided to keep me, Amalia, and not just
Yeah.
say because it would be totally valid for her to say, "I'm sorry, you can't be here anymore because you're not classifiable." Oh,
Mhm.
a cat incoming.
Yeah. And it's a good thing.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm happy about it.
Mhm. And then there's like this hard thing. You're like an athlete still, but yeah, obviously the situation you're in right now is not as ideal as you would say as like a professional cyclist who's like finding marginal gains for their body to perform perfectly. Well, yeah, you're obviously there's a reason why you're a paracyclist and not a pro cyclist. So like how do you deal with it all when like yeah, there probably will be more than one day where your body is like, I'm not cooperating today with you.
Yeah, I've learned a lot by I don't know where it came from, but I think I once heard a saying that 1/3 of every athlete's training is gonna suck. I have no idea if that's true, and I don't remember where I heard it, but I just remember hearing that at one time, and I thought that, okay, that's a regular athlete. That's in my terms, a normie athlete. Okay, that means that it's okay for me to have more, because I'm disabled. I have a disability. I have some sort of undiagnosed fatigue. I have chronic pain, and I have a leg that is not cooperating muscle-wise. It's okay for me to have bad days. It's okay for me to be unmotivated. It's okay for me to need more recovery. And we've taken all of that into consideration. First of all, when just doing my training program, I have a lot less hours than I know some of the pro athletes have. Okay.
Very vocal cat.
Yeah, I think he's wants attention. Well, I have a lot less hours. I have 2 days of recovery instead of one, because I couldn't work. We tried it with 1 day, and I was very much not alive at the end of the week. And also just like feeling the training up and like being like, okay, today I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna skip it, even if I'm like really awful. My heart rate is actually already elevated a little bit
Yeah.
from everybody else, from my before injury heart rate, as well as my body battery is just, when I look at my Garmin, my body battery is very, very rarely in the 90s. And if it's somewhere near 80 or 90, it's because I've had an extraordinarily nice sleep and like some very good recovery days. So it's really been hard to accept that I can't just be like everybody else. I can't just train every day and train for 5 hours, because if I do that, I'm not alive. If I have to go to the gym, I am only cycling an hour and a half, because if I have to go to the gym as well, I can't do that much, because then I shut down. I get tired. And I'm not going to work the next day, which is actually the worst part of it, knowing that sometimes I don't work tomorrow. And it's been a hard journey to figure out how to balance the training and still get new things out of it, and getting new gains and getting better, both with watts and pulse and everything, but also just mentally being able to prep for a race, knowing that on the other side of a race, I am gonna feel awful, because I know I'm gonna feel awful. And I have a new test coming up for me, because I haven't been classified at all. I haven't been able to do the 2 races within 3 days. I do 2 races in 1 day, but I don't ever get that much low that it's hard to get up to the second race. Does that make sense? My energy level don't fall that much before the next race, because there's such short amount of time between the 2 races. But we have the Danish Championships on the 27th, and I think I might be able to participate in a race in Sweden on the 30th. So 3 days later. So that's going to be like my first real test of being able to race 2 races really close to each other. And I'm really looking forward to that. I know I'm going to be smashed afterwards. And it's fine. I've learned to say that it's fine. It's worth it. I think that's the most part of it. It's worth it for me. I've been with the national team in Thailand, and it took me a week to come over it when I came home. It took me an entire week where I was barely training. I was barely alive, I felt. But it was so worth it, because that trip to Thailand was so fun. And I had such a great experience there. It's still hard. It's going to be hard every time that I am down after a race, that I am down after a bad training. It's still hard, but I'm trying to remember all the good things. I have a scrapbook I am like putting together of all of my like cycling journeys. So from started last year with my first race in May last year, I've like put pictures in and everything, my race times, to like look at it and say it was worth it. It's worth it all the days that I feel bad because this is what I get out of it. Yeah, I think that's. Did I answer your question or did I just talk?
No, perfect. Don't
Yeah,
remember what the question was, but for sure
no,
you did answer the question.
good. I do sometimes just speak a lot, so if I don't answer your questions, I'm really sorry.
No. But you share interesting stuff, so
Oh, that's good.
completely all right. um, let's now move over a bit to you've
Oh,
mentioned that we want to like grow paracycling a bit and like the media attention around it. I think we've already talked about it pre-recording as well. But yeah, maybe the
mm.
first big question, like how would you like grow paracycling? First of all, away from the media attention, like where are the biggest barriers for people to getting into the sport?
I think the biggest barriers to get into the sport itself is first of all, the amount of information there's about paracycling. Uh, just like how to get into it, because there isn't in Denmark. We don't have a paracycling. We have the national team, but we don't have like a club or whatever you want to call it. We have the hand cycling club. That's one we have,
Mhm,
but that's honest. That was made for hand cyclists and not for every paracyclist. So I think also just the knowledge from the regular groups in each country, but I can speak for Denmark mainly. The knowledge of the different paracyclists' abilities, and that just because you're a paracyclist doesn't mean you can't be in a regular club and can't follow along. You just have to find the pace group that you have to be with. It shouldn't be a barrier for you to start cycling, and it shouldn't be a barrier for the cycling groups to welcome you into their community, because it is really nice to have a community. And it can of course be a bit annoying as like an adult paracyclist who's like really into it to have to be grouped together with the youngsters because that's your pace. It could be just as annoying to be set together with all of the really senior people because, again, it's your pace. But just having a community is a way to start, and would definitely help it. And then just knowledge about what makes you a paracyclist. What abilities are there for you to be a paracyclist? What can you do to bikes if you know the different types of bikes? Some people don't know they exist. You have to like tell them, like let them know these bikes exist. We can change bikes up for you. We can adapt them for you. Nothing is set in stone. We just need to figure out what works for you. So that's definitely one. And then of course the price. The price
mhm,
of of a paracycle, if it's not a regular C-class bike, with like even those, when you add up the moderations, the modification, if you add up the modifications that they have to have done, it can add up in price, and it can be a bit expensive, especially if you're just starting out and you're not
mhm,
really sure if you want to cycle, or not really sure if you want to, if you even have, if you really want to do lead, you're not really sure if you can do lead because you don't know if you have the ability.
mhm,
It's pricey. It is really pricey.
mhm,
And there's the hand cyclists have, the group of us have hand bikes that we rent out for a really good price, but the other ones aren't really there. The trikes, you have to buy a, an axle for the trike and assemble a trike yourself. And the tandem bikes are, I think the only ones, there are really few, and it's the national team that has them and helps like distribute them to people who want to ride it. But it's not, again, it's a special bike, so you're not just gonna get it. At least not for a fair price if you want to get your own. So yeah, I think that's some of the big barriers just to going into the paracycling itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Nice short summary of a whole lot of barriers, I think. Uh,
All good if short. I'm not good at
um,
short.
nah, it was good enough. And then let's move over to, yeah, the most of the time non-existing media coverage that is lacking. We've seen, of course, like in the recent years, we've seen like the coverage for women's cycling grow, which is, if you compare it to like the big men's cycling thing, isn't on the same level yet. But then if we
No.
take a look at, we're not even talking about live coverage with actual imaging, but like all in all, like media coverage, like I challenge to like our listeners to think back of like the last time they actually saw something about paracycling, like on a big news site, or yeah, try like the evening news, which will be probably more saddening, but like here in Belgium, we do hear when like a Belgian takes a medal. Like more recently they took a medal, but like apart from that, it's not that you like how did they take the medal? After who did they take the medal? Before? Yeah, yeah, you just don't really know. So yeah, before we go into how do we fix this, like why do you think like the difference is not just there, but is like so huge?
I think it's a mix of a lot of things. The fact that people don't know it exists. A lot of parasports exist. People don't know that in general that they exist. I think parasports usually come into people's lives if yourself need it or somebody around you need it. That's what's going to invite you into parasports. Otherwise, you don't really. It's not exciting. There's no money in it. Like just like the women have been fighting for years to be able to live off of cycling, and a lot still are working or studying or something on the side. It's the same for us. There's not really, I think it's all too light together because there's no money in it because it's not shown, and it's not shown because there's no money in it. So like the short circle at least. So we have to change some of it to change the other. And I don't think people are aware either what we have to do to be an elite athlete, because I don't say that everybody is saying that, but I don't think some people are aware that we are working just as hard as a pro cyclist, as an elite cyclist on the national teams in regular cycling. We are working just as hard as those. And we are working with some very different like base levels because we have a disability. So for some people, the base level is more or less the same. Their difference might not have, their disability might not affect like their fatigue level or something like that, but it will affect their body responding to the training. And some have the other way around, like their body's not gonna affect that much, but their mind definitely will, and some have it all. Some will be affected by it all. So we are affected as well by our disability, as well as we are working just as hard, or at least trying our best to work just as hard as the other elites in regular sports. But I don't think people know that necessarily. I think it's more known now than it's been before. I think that there's been a stigma around disability and what disability is. And disability is not meaning you're less capable of a lot of things. It just means you have to do some things in a different way because the world is not set up for people with a disability. So we have to work around those barriers. So I think that that's also part of the reason why we are not shown. It's not like we are more inspirational than others. I heard some people once use the term for parasports athletes for being like that they were tired of seeing para athletes being used as like inspiration porn.
Yeah.
Because we work just as hard. We're not. I don't have a worse reason or a better reason not to show up at the gym. I honestly have a better reason to show up at the gym because I need it, because my body is relying on me working it out. Because if I don't do that, I'm going to be even worse than I am now. So we have to be seen as elite athletes and not as disabled, or not as, oh, they're just trying. It's just a little fun hobby. We mean it. We want to do this, and if I could earn money on this, I would. I would love for a big team or a small team or any team of the cycling teams to be behind me. I would love for a Nordic team like Uno X or Little Trek to stand behind me and support me. Even if it was just in just with a training camp, or like people just, if they were just like giving me a cycling kit so that I would cycle out around in Little Trek's cycling kit. But having support like other cyclists gets, like regular cyclists gets. That would also just get us shown, because if Little Trek or Uno X would have me on their team, I believe that paracycling would be a lot more knowledgeable for everybody, because who's that? What is that for a bike? I get the question all the time from people. I see people forgetting to drive properly because I pass them.
Yeah.
That's the reaction I get in the public. So what would I get on national television when Little Trek is showing up their team? They're starting off at the Copenhagen Sprint. They had like the local team, like leading them out of the city. Like, watch me be there. I would love that. Have us do it as well. It would be a bit slower, but whatever. The competition hasn't really started there yet anyway.
Yeah, no, that's actually like that would be a very nice idea actually. Probably from like publicity side, for them it would also not be like completely an interest thing, because like if I would a Team C do that, I would like be their fan for life. I would be like, whoa, this is like so cool. Like this is like the way to go, really, because yeah, we're constantly talking about we need more diversity in the peloton and so many different ways. So that would be like very nice way to support that. And about the like people forgetting to drive, I like for a couple of months I also like rode on like some more of a laying bike, because it was not safe for me to sit upright because I can like use my leg too much. And I've also been in this situation where it was like please, like okay, like look in front of you.
Yeah, and it's first of all, I dare them to contact me. I would love it.
Yeah.
I would be so happy if any of them contacted me, and I would love to be a part of a team, even if it was just to come and join and say hi, I'm a part of the team, and that's, but I dare them to give me an opportunity, because I think it would be a really great thing. I know I'm not perhaps the best one because I can't do the UCI races, but then again, basically half the UCI races are World Cups, and you have to race as national team like suits and everything. I don't. I don't have to do that. I don't have to participate in those races because I can't. So I can all the races I can participate in is more or less my own choice what I wear. So I could do it in a Little Trek suit. I could give them publicity, and they could help me. It would be a win-win. in my eyes, because I would win the
Yeah.
most for me, I think. Um, Also, just like,
Mm-hmm.
it is an expensive sport. And when you think about that, paracyclists, a lot of us, or some, if not a lot, are on some sort of disability leave or lower time of work or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. That means we don't earn as much.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference between me going out and buying a bike to 130,000 Danish crowns, because I can't do the math for what it is, and somebody with a regular job who earns a more middle income
Yeah.
to do that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference how much time it's going to take to save, and how much it's going to affect my economy versus somebody else's economy who's not on disability leave or anything like that. And I think that's important to look into as well,
Mm-hmm.
because my bike is freaking expensive to buy. I'm looking into buying a new bike, and it's freaking expensive. And as I just told you, I have to ride on a line bike as well. So I have to have two bikes now, two different kind of bikes. So that's, if I need two new, it's like double amount of money. The other
Mm-hmm.
one is easier to get used, but the Neela bikes is really hard to get a hand on used. So I'd have to have one more or less for new.
Mm-hmm.
And the sport is just, it's already a very expensive sport from the beginning.
Yeah.
It is already very expensive, and being a paracyclist is not helping, because it's the gear is just so much different for some of the classes.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, but I dare Little Trek or Uno X to contact me. Come with it.
Yeah. We gotta make this happen. And you know what? They could have literally have a world hour record on their name, so don't see why not try.
Come on, support me through my journey with this world record and everything, and it would, yeah, it would be cool, I think, for them too. The exactly the publicity in it,
Yeah.
and hopefully it would make the news.
Yeah.
That would be like my big time goal. Besides setting the record, would be making the news, at
Mm-hmm.
least just the national news at home.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we gotta make it happen some way. Not we gotta make it happen. We're gonna make it happen some way.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. I would love that.
Would be very good. So yeah, we actually right now discussed the perfect way to bring more attention to paracycling. So even if you're not UNOX or a little track, like hit her up, because
Everybody's welcome.
yeah, I feel like come on. So that's a way to bring it. And then something that I also still remember, I think it was like the Super Worlds in Glasgow. Was it Glasgow? I'm not sure, but we had like a track worlds where we saw like the para athletes like mixed into the program. It was not even separate. You had like some elite races, then you had some paracyclist races, and I think it was like a nice concept because it brings it to everyone. I was there spending my evenings also watching paracycling, and I think a lot of them who were watching for the track cycling also actually stayed because it's track cycling, so why wouldn't you? And I feel like that's exactly the way how we can get more viewers into it, because if you have like a live stream,
Mm.
the steps are already like is bigger to open a separate live stream in the middle of the day, for example, if there are like 500 billion other races to watch as well. So when I was preparing this episode, I was like, why did we not continue on this like excellent idea and chance? Yeah, that was
Yeah,
something that raised questions for me.
I agree. I don't really don't know why, because it would be, you already have everything set up for it. You have everything done. So why not? I can see here in Denmark we have the national the Danish championship week, just as everybody else is going to have their national championship weeks coming up here soon. And I just saw that paracycling is not going to be sent. It's not going to be streamed. We have a few para sports that are going to be streamed, so I'm really glad about that. I'm happy that they're sending something, but come on. The route is so short. It's like basically like a crit. It's like a 900 meter route, I think, max a kilometer. It's not that long. Why not have it just like put up a camera at least at the start, and then we can at least just watch it. I'm really sad that that's not happening, and we've been fighting a lot for just getting things done. I know that some of the people who work closer with the UCI and the all of those events, the World Cups and stuff that are happening, they are really trying to get things done, trying to make sure that we have live streaming, and we don't. We very rarely have. In Thailand, the World Cup in Thailand, first World Cup in Thailand, they did, and it was so amazing to see that. They had to live stream it on Facebook, but it was live streamed, no matter where. It was live streamed on Facebook, and it was so fantastic to be able to send home a link to everybody and say, hey, the races are going on, you can see it here. And they were good. They were having like, there was like places and everything set up so we could see where people were. It was so good. Last year's World Championship on the road had it as well. They YouTube streamed it, and I think HBO, at least in Denmark, might have sent it. I don't know who. Somebody in Belgium sent it as well, so that was really, really great. But that's it. There's just been 3 World Cups, one in Belgium, a World Cup in Italy, and then a European Championship in Europe and in Italy, and nothing was live streamed. Nothing.
Yeah.
It was only live results, and those are awful half the time. You cannot figure out who's where on anything in those. So I really think it's a shame that we don't at least just live stream it. Just put up something to let us see who's the next who's going to come over. And honestly, that's not true. Italy had live streaming. It was just not that good. They really liked sending an empty picture of the starting ramp with nobody on it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm really glad they did it, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why not watch one of those who are racing? And they had commentators on and everything. So I was like, why do we have to watch? Then at least follow the Italians, because they were really good at following the Italians. It's an Italian World Cup, of course they're going to follow them, but do more. Do just a little bit more, and we will be happy. I'm at the point where I'm considering putting up my Twitch channel on the Danish Championship day, and just pointing the camera towards the track and saying, "Here I am. I'm going to comment on the elite race," because then we're going to see it. I wish they would be, when they already have it up, and can put it together. In 2029, we have the regular cycling World Championship in Denmark. Please do the paracycling together with it. Please. I don't even care if it's the day after. Do it together. Show that cycling stands together. That we are cycling, even if we are a 3-wheeler, even if we're 2 on the bike, even if we, whatever it is, show that we stand together and that we want to support every other cyclist. But I believe we're going to have to do, like, we have to fight for it just as the women have done and are still doing. I'm also one of the people who are annoyed. I really suck at following cycling because I just haven't learned everything yet. I'm still new. But it's not easier when you don't know the races even exist, because your sports, my local, one of the Danish sports channels just don't even tell that there's a women's cycling race going on. Like, I have to find out from Instagram that somebody's cycling a women's race. But you say you have all the races listed. Start there. Okay, perhaps we should start there. Start as low tech as when you list the races, please list the women's and the paracycling.
Yeah.
Then we're somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I think out of this conversation, I think we can get immediately start on growing paracycling bit by bit. We just need some other motivated people with some money out there to be nice.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll happily come and talk
yeah.
your ear off about it. I can't race, so I can talk. I can't race, so I have plenty of time to talk.
Here we go. Then just to round it up, after like some frustration, let's just end it up with like a more light question. So yeah, now you're in paracycling, but like if you like could try any other para discipline for just one day, what would you pick?
Oh, I have I've been thinking about trying skiing a bit more.
Uh-huh.
I really want to try the cross country or the biathlon. I think that would be really cool. I've tried sit ski like alpine. I want to try that again because I didn't do it on my own. I had to have like a guide with me because the snow was so hard. But I know I skied as a kid on regular skis, so I think that's something that's talking to me as and the biathlon is the same like motion as cycling is. So that's like an easy to like combine it together. Yeah, that and rowing is I think I want to try that.
Nice.
But there's plenty.
Yeah, for sure.
If I wasn't in pain by impact, I would definitely try rugby, but I don't dare because I would be in so much pain before I was even started.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. It was super nice to have you on. It was very interesting, and I'm happy we finally managed to get a paracyclist on because it has been on my list quite a while, but has never actually made it till the recording point. So,
Thank you for choosing me to be your first. I think this was fantastic.
Yeah, it was nice to have you on. Nice to hear your insights and another call from any kind of team who want to take this incredible opportunity. Go for it.
My email is in my link in my bio.
Here you go. So, hi, if you're still here, Michelle forgot to mention it during the podcast, but she has a crowdfunding going on where you can support her to buy the new bike she needs. So feel free to donate a bit. Let it be a couple of euros or some more if you really want to invest in her talent. You can find the link in her bio and on our stories. You should normally find it as well. That's a wrap for today's episode of She Writes. Huge thanks to Michelle for her incredible story. Hope you enjoyed the ride. Make sure to subscribe on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube so you never miss an episode. And if you like today's show, a rating, like, or comment really helps us reach more listeners. Follow us on Blue Sky and Instagram for behind-the-scenes updates and more. Don't forget to check out our other episodes. There's something for everyone. If you got any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks for listening to She Writes, a podcast where women cycling takes the lead. Keep watching the fun, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.